All right, Mickey. Can I get your thoughts on the Canelo versus Bivol fight, man?
Man, he gave Canelo a boxing lesson. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I think Canelo is probably too small for that weight. No, not to make no excuses for him, but I think he bit off more than he could chew. You know, he a warrior for trying, but dude schooled him. He need to stay away from him.
Going into that fight, who did you have winning, man?
I bet on Bivol. Yeah, so I.
What
I'm gonna show you the proof too, so you know I ain't.
Nah, we gotta see this.
Hold on.
He about to show us the live proof, man.
Hold up. Show y'all the proof.
Betting on Bivol paid off for you, champ?
Huh?
Betting on Bivol paid off for you?
Yeah, I ain't go crazy though, but I just had a feeling. So I'm like, let me go ahead and damn, let me see what this shit is at. Yeah, cause a lot of people like to once it's over with. Yeah, I'll find. You can keep in it. We can keep doing it. I got it somewhere.
Whenever you find it, let me know, man. I love to see it for real. But yeah. So what was it about Bivol? Was it the size, or was it just like his overall skills that made you say, "Hey, Canelo's not gonna win this fight"?
It was the style. Like when I really looked at it, I'm like, Canelo. He been to me. He been kind of using the same. I don't know if everybody else knows. He been using the same game plan his last handful of fights, and it been working. But with this cat, he had a good jab. He was bigger. He was long. He kept him out, and then he didn't let that pressure of being in Canelo's. That was Cinco de Mayo. He didn't let that get to him. He used it against Canelo.
If you was talking to Canelo, what's some of the things you would probably tell him that he needs to improve upon if he was going to fight Bivol again?
Honestly, it's like a couple people. Look, here you go.
Okay, so you got the bet.
Hey.
He really wasn't playing. Yep, Bivol over Canelo. Mickey Bay cashed out on him.
Yeah. I know this boxing, but I think he should drop back to 68, in my opinion. And but another guy I had beating him is Benavidez, who is even bigger than Bivol and a good boxer, aggressive, fast, got a lot of heart. I had him over Canelo too. But Bivol is a clean boxer.
Before we even jump into Benavidez, about Bivol, because Canelo already said, well, he said it and then he kind of took it back where he was just like, hey, I want to take the rematch again. But then he's also come out and said he's not really too sure. In your opinion, you're saying he shouldn't take that rematch?
Nah, I don't see the point. Like, because if he try to bring him down in weight, that don't look good.
I think
dude need to stay where he at and just fight better beef or something like that. I wouldn't even. I mean, to me, he did his. It wasn't controversial. Like, it wasn't no reason to fight. If it was a reason to have a rematch, then it's different. But
on one end, Canelo at least was the best fighter in the world, and he was also.
But he wasn't, in my opinion.
But he was. Still,
I didn't have him pound for pound.
Where did you have him on your pound for pound list, though?
Probably like 2 or 3. Okay, I had Crawford 1. I still got him number 1.
So granted, let's say you had him number 2. But right. Canelo was always saying that he wanted a bigger challenge, and now.
Yeah. So I give him his props for that. I got to give him that.
But what I'm also saying is now he has that challenge, and you're saying he lost. He shouldn't try to go get that back.
No, I don't think it makes sense. It'd be pride and ego. Like, I ain't think that Wilder probably should have fought Fury next. Sometimes you need to go back to the drawing board. It ain't really a rush, like maybe in the future. But honestly, styles make fights. Like, he tried it. You can't knock him for it. Boxing like any other sport. You can lose if you keep fighting the best. That's where I do respect Canelo, is he's still fighting consistent, high-level fight. You're going to eventually lose. That's just how it is. But that's how it was in the old days. Roberto Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard beat Hearns. Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran. Marvin Hagler lost to Leonard. Marvin Hagler beat Hearn, but them dudes wasn't scared to fight each other. They wasn't worried about being undefeated.
In your view, do you view Bivol as the best guy at 175, or is it?
I kind of think Better Beef would beat him. Honestly, if they fought and I had to bet my money, I would probably say Arthur. Now, Beaver was better skilled, but I talked to cats that been in the ring with that cat a while ago. Like, so people been telling me about his punching power for years. He actually does have skills too, but I'll probably put Arthur #1.
So since you're putting Archer #1, are you giving virtually no chance to Joe Smith when he fights him on June 18th?
No
chance.
Joe is tough as hell, but not against Arthur. Not from what I know of him. What I heard about dudes that been in there with him, I heard stories that I never heard about. Damn near nobody except for prime Mike Tyson.
Could you give us some of those stories, man? Like what's one of the craziest
I know
stories
guys
you
that
heard
said
about?
that he is so hard he can't even really spar a whole full 3-minute round in camp. He got to cut it in half, and he got to wear huge gloves. And then he paying guys a lot of money. They still don't show up. They go back home. Like, he hurting guys in camp with the big sparring gloves. And this is what I heard from people that been in there with him. They said that his power is different, like bone crushing type power.
So I guess you would probably view him as the biggest puncher at 175, right?
Oh, yeah, hands down from what I heard.
And all the boxing, I mean.
All the boxing, probably one. It's different kind of power to me. You got sharp power, you got heavy-handed power, you got one-punch power, you got some guys that, like Earl Spence, that'll just beat on you. You got Crawford, that's explosive power. Better Be seemed like he got that one punch, like that from what I heard.